Let's review Unchained Blades for the PlayStation Portable and Nintendo 3DS. Dungeon crawlers aren't for everyone. They're often difficult, slow, repetitive, light in story and character development, and take very long to finish. Unchained Blades is all of those things, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. In fact, it is precisely what makes dungeon crawlers awesome. For a dungeon crawler, the story isn't bad. The goddess grants any one wish if you meet her, or if you complete a dungeon. The main character is the strongest dragon in the world, and visited the goddess to look for someone strong to fight. However, his attitude annoyed the goddess, and she reverted him back to level 1 to teach him a lesson. The goal of the game is to get stronger so you can fight the goddess as revenge. Along the way, you meet characters who are looking to complete dungeons to get a wish. The story is heavily inspired by The Wizard of Oz, where someone is looking for brains, someone's looking for a heart, and so on. Like most dungeon crawlers, your goal is to traverse dungeons and fight a boss at the end. You can have 4 active members in your party with 2 in the front row and 2 in the back row. There are 8 unique playable characters, each with a distinct class. When you level up a character, you get 2 SP points to use to unlock the character grid. Each character's grid is unique and has multiple paths that lead to different specialties. For example, the rogue can specialize in dagger, bow, exploration skills, or wind magic depend on which development path you take. One of the more unique mechanics of the game is the follower system. When you reduce an enemy to less than half of their health, they have a chance to have an Unchained icon over them, which is a quick time mini game that instantly defeats the enemy and recruits them to your party. During combat, followers will randomly perform follow-up attacks, randomly take damage in place of a character, or sometimes even completely negate an attack. Their effectiveness is affected by their mood, which can be affected by a conversation mini-game that occurs randomly after a battle is finished. In specific points in the game, you have to clear a follower battle to progress. There are quick time events to help the battle. These battles are tests of the strength and numbers of your follower. It's even crazier when 15 enemies launch a surprise attack against you. You may think that's unfair, but you can save your game anywhere outside of battle, so save often. I like the game's music. The composers for this game are very distinguished, including Nobuo Uematsu, who was the composer of the early Final Fantasy titles. The music is top-notch, but it's not a lot of tracks. On top of the epic boss music, the bosses are very well designed visually, are fully animated, and look amazing. Now let's talk about things I don't like. I don't like the harvesting, item, and synthesis system. The items that are harvested don't turn out to be very useful. Most of the time I don't know what to do with the item, and in the end, it turns out to be no real use except to sell it for a small price. Often, these items clog your already strained inventory space, and storage isn't available until after 15 hours in the game. Normally, I love crafting in games. However, the crafting system is extremely underwhelming. It's hard to find what items you need. Even if you do have the items, you still must pay for the synthesis, and you have a chance to fail the craft. When you finally finish the craft, the resulting item is weaker than normal store-bought items. I also feel the anima system could use some improvements in the UI. Many skills require you to equip specific anima to cast it. You can equip anima by equipping followers. However, this process is tedious because of the poor UI, which makes it hard to find out which anima you need and which follower has it. If you don't mind rummaging through multiple user interfaces with a pencil and paper to take notes, to find the matching anima that you want, then more power to you. In summary, this game was fun for me, and I'm glad I played it. However, it's not for everyone due to it being a dungeon crawler, and due to some quirkiness of the anima and item system. If you must play a dungeon crawler, I would first recommend the Etrian Odyssey series for the Nintendo DS and 3DS. If you want to see my playthrough, please see the link in the description below. Thanks for watching and happy gaming!